Okay, good morning everyone. I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Presenting before you this wonderful tutorial is the mentor Hamper Kliman, and we are starting an introduction video on organic chemistry. And of course, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing and also hitting the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe. And if you have a question, you want to ask me a question, please consider inboxing me on the WhatsApp line, which I have included on the screen. Okay, let's get started. So ensure you grab your piece of paper and your pen as I run you through organic chemistry. All right, so let's go step by step. What is organic chemistry? Okay, what is organic chemistry? So organic chemistry is simply a study. It's a study of carbon containing compounds. So basically that is just organic chemistry. It's just a study of carbon containing compounds. In other words, for the whole of this topic, we shall be doing compounds which are going to be containing carbon. And of course, there will be other molecules that will be there, but mostly these compounds will be containing carbon. Okay, so that is the definition of organic chemistry. So of course, there are various types of compounds under this topic, which are going to include, of course, we're going to have alkanes. Okay, of course, we are going to have alkenes. We are going to have alcohols, and another set of organic compounds which we're calling as carboxylic acids. There are quite a lot which we shall exhaust under this topic, but I would want you to know these ones as the main examples that we shall be covering. Okay, so we're going to have carboxylic acids. So basically, these are examples of organic compounds. Now, these compounds, okay, this is one thing that I want you to know. These compounds, they differ based on their functional group. Okay, so that is a very important point that you should take note. These compounds will differ based on their functional group. And in this case, a functional group is going to be very important. Okay, a functional group will be so important. Why? Because it will determine, okay, it will determine how a particular compound will react. So in other words, these compounds I have named are going to react differently, basically because they will have different functional groups. So if that is the case, then what is a functional group? Okay, what is a functional group? So basically we're just doing an introduction on organic chemistry, and we shall go deep and deep so that even when answering questions you'll be finding everything easy. Okay, so what is a functional group? A functional group is a part of a molecule it's a part of a molecule that will determine how that organic substance will react. A functional group is a part of a molecule that will determine how that organic substance will react. In other words, alkanes are going to have their own functional group, alkenes are going to have their own functional group, and alcohols are going to have their own functional group. Carboxylic acids will also have their own functional group. And these functional groups are going to determine how these compounds will be reacting. Okay? Now, what does that imply? It implies that if alkanes have their own functional group, if alkanes have their own functional group, it implies that all organic molecules in the alkane family will react the same. Okay? So all alkanes are going to react the same because they have the same functional group. All alkenes will react the same because they have the same functional group. Okay? So let's start. All alkanes will react the same because they have same functional group. Okay? The same also with alkenes. They'll react the same because they have the same functional group. So don't you forget that what is going to determine how these substances will react is the functional group. And that is very, very important for you to take note. Okay? Alkanes will never react like alkenes because alkanes have got their own functional group. Alkenes also have their own functional group. Now, there is something which I want you to understand, which we are calling as the homologous series. The homologous series. What is the homologous series? Okay? So the homologous series is simply a family of organic compounds that is going to describe how these compounds are going to be reacting and basically their properties. So in the homologous series, okay, this is very important because they like asking questions on this. In the homologous series, take note, all compounds, please take note of these properties. All compounds will fit the same general formula. Okay? That is number 1 point. All compounds will fit the same general formula. Okay? Let me give an example. We'll give an example of alkanes. Okay? For example, alkanes have the general formula CN H2N plus 2. That implies that all alkanes that we shall be dealing with are going to fall in that formula. Okay, for example, methane. If we are to consider methane, okay, by the way, let me just try to highlight something. So this is going to be our key. Okay, I'm going to put this in the next video on alkanes. So we're going to learn this in the next video, but for now maybe we can just use this key for the examples, naming carbon compounds. Okay, so this is numbering. When you say meth, how many carbon atoms are you talking about? Say 1. When you say eth, how many carbon atoms are we talking about? Say 2. How about 3 carbon atoms? That is prop. How about 4 carbon atoms? What are we talking about? That is going to be but. How about 5 carbon atoms? What are we talking about? Okay, that is going to be pent. Okay. How about 6 carbon atoms? What are we talking about? It's going to be a hex. And so on and so on and so on. We shall learn this in the next video. So for methane, we are simply talking of 1 carbon atom. In the formula, we are going to put 1 there. We are going to put 1 there where there is N. And then this is going to be C. Then 2 multiplied by 1, it's 2. Plus 2, it's going to be a 4. So this is the formula for methane. How about if we have 2 carbon compounds? What compound are we going to have? 2 carbon compounds implies F. So for ethane, don't worry, I'll teach you how to name these compounds. We have 2 carbon compounds. So this is going to be 2. Then of course a 2 here plus a 2. So we're going to have 2 H. 2 multiplied by 2, it's a 4, plus 2, it's going to be a 6. So that is going to be our formula for ethane. Please make sure that you do the rest. It was just an example. Okay, so now what do you discover? What is happening? Okay, what is observation? You will discover that as we keep on increasing, carbon compounds increase by 1. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they keep on increasing by 1. Sorry, this is supposed to be 6. They keep on increasing by 1. Okay, so carbon compounds keep on increasing by 1. Now, what is the significance? What is the importance of this? Okay, important MCQ. What is the importance of this? As the chain increases, as the chain increases, please take note of this. As the chain increases, what is happening to the melting and boiling point? The melting, so let me just grab my board. As the chain increases, the melting and boiling point increases. Okay? What happens also? The viscosity increases. But the boiling point, but the flammability decreases. So that is very important for you to understand under this particular topic. In the next video, we shall be learning on how to name these compounds, and also we do an introduction on the alkane family. If you found this video interesting and teaching, consider subscribing and also hitting the like button, and don't forget to share. Thank you so much.